Hello all together, welcome to a new video of Matzobricks. In this video I'd like to show you how to automate one of the most beautiful trains that Lego has ever built, the Santa Fe Super Chief or the Santa Fe Express. This train is not just very beautiful, it's also quite handy for automating. Because if you clear up a little bit what originally is inside such a loco, you've got a lot of space to put in your automation stuff and your electronics. And that's what I like to show you here. Main advantage of this Santa Fe loco is that it has some lights in the front, and one of those lights can be automated pretty easily by just putting a 5mm LED inside this Technicolor. That makes it very easy to bring some lights into or onto this train. Let's have a look inside. What do we have? This is here a Matzo controller. And the other stuff you need is just a 9-volt battery. In this case, it's a rechargeable battery. Actually, you can easily recharge it via USB. Makes it pretty handy. And in the end, there is a small on and off switch so that you don't have to pull any wires or anything else to shut it on and off. And connected to this Matzo controller here is the LED that you use to light up the train. And if you have a closer look at the LED, you will see that it has not just one plus and one minus terminal, but it has more of those. To be precise, it has 3 plus terminals and 1 minus terminal. And the reason for that is that it is a multicolor LED. I borrowed a couple of those here, and the advantage of them is, of course, that you can use it to display lights in different colors just by adding more or less voltage on the different plus terminals here. There is one for red, one for green and one for blue, and there is a common minus terminal which is called the cathode. That's why this LED is called a common cathode multicolor LED. There are also some on the market which have a common anode. Then they have a common plus terminal, and the 3 different minus terminals are used to bring the red, green and blue colors in the LED. But as I said, we're using this one, makes it easier. So, good. Just connect the 3 different plus terminals to some in and output pins of the Matzo controller. In this case, I've used D5, D6 and D7. You need to configure it in the firmware, and then you can do pretty fancy stuff by just clicking the function buttons in Rockrail. Let me do that. So let's have a look here, and I have actually put the red color of that multicolor LED on F1. So if I press the button here, you see the red light. It might look a little bit like a white light, but that is due to my camera, I believe. So I'm seeing a really shining red light here. Then there is F2, which is the green light, and the F3, which is the blue light. So, and if we let them shine all together, it looks bright white. That's what we usually want to have if the train is moving forward. If it's going backward, we'd like to have a red light, which is only the F1 key. So that's pretty nice. And as you might have seen, this loco doesn't have a motor at all. We are using the Matzo controller just for the lighting system. So, and as you may have guessed already, we have a second loco, and that one is pretty similar to the other one, but it actually has a Matzo controller with a motor shield here. So this one is actually equipped with a motor that actually goes into any direction. And we've got also the same light here, the same multicolor LED, which can also be switched by the function key. So if I hit a key here, in this case is again the red light, might look a bit whitish to you. So this is the train. So when you operate the train on your layout, yeah, it's pretty tedious, or if you have a lot of trains moving at the same time, completely unrealistic to hit those function keys all the time in Rockwell, to switch a light from white to red and vice versa, especially when the train is moving like a commuter train, going into one direction, changing direction, going back and forth. So you would have to switch the lights all the time. That's why we integrated an auto lighting function into the new firmware for the Matzo controllers. In firmware version 0.3, there is this auto lighting function, and what it does is, depending on the movement of the train, the lights will switch on and off automatically. And not just switching on automatically and off, but also showing the correct color. So have a look at this. I'm going a little bit, no. And what you see here is a white light, and this is a red light. So I suppose the train would move into this direction. Yeah, that's what it does. That's what it does. And if I now change the direction, here we go, you will see that the lights also have a different color then. This is now white and this is red. So that's absolutely what we desire. Automatic lights. This whole lighting system will be a lot more powerful and more flexible to deploy in one of the next versions of the Matzo controller firmware. The feature that we're planning to integrate is called Matzo Blink, and you can use it to display any kinds of special light effects, blinking lights, slowly going to a brighter phase and going down to a different color and all that kind of stuff. That will be a part of one of the upcoming versions of the next firmware. Beside that, we already have with what we have now a beautiful train with automatic lights. Enough of theory now. Let's have a look at this train on our Christmas layout that we've built during the last few weeks. The train has moved a lot on this layout, and I've also tried to shoot a couple of beautiful shots from the train. So I hope you enjoyed it. That was that for me today. If you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and Facebook profile. And on the Matzobricks website, matzobricks.com, we also have a newsletter function now. So if you want, you can subscribe, and then you get all the information you need in terms of Lego train automation, and can make sure that you don't miss anything. So enjoy some beautiful Santa Fe scenes, and see you next time. Goodbye.